Hello, my dear listener of my exciting stories. I'm glad to see you on my channel. I'll tell you the story of Albert's vaults, inspiration, innovation, and collaboration. Enjoy watching. Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived a very unusual man named Albert. He was known for his persistence and desire to find deep meaning in everything around him. Albert had a secret that he did not tell anyone. Every day he went into the forest to spend several hours in silence communing with nature. One day, when Albert was wandering along the forest paths, he discovered an abandoned hut. This hut had a mysterious aura that caught his attention. It seemed like nothing special, but Albert decided to look inside. Inside the hut, he found notes from the previous owner. This man was convinced that there was a treasure hidden in the forest. He invested all his savings in searching for this treasure, but could not find it. Over the years, his search became an obsession, and he began to live in this hut, hoping for the day when the treasure would appear before his eyes. Albert was deeply moved by this man's story. He realized that the treasure spoken of in the notes actually symbolized something deeper and more important. Treasure was a happiness that we seek outwardly, hoping to find it somewhere in the future, instead of appreciating the present moment. Albert decided to share his thoughts with the residents of the town. He gave several lectures explaining that true happiness lies within us and does not depend on external circumstances. The residents were shocked by this idea because all their lives they had strived for external achievements and material well-being. But when the residents began to think about Albert's words and began to apply his principles to their lives, they realized how much they were missing out on by seeking happiness in external things, and began to find joy in simple moments, interactions with family and friends, nature, and in the end, the town was transformed. Residents became happier and more balanced, and the city prospered. This story clearly demonstrates that true happiness does not depend on external circumstances, but arises from a deep understanding and value of every moment in life. She encourages us to think about our priorities and realize that true value is not all that means the knowledge and awareness of the value of the moment that people gained thanks to Albert. When Albert's story and his discovery of the hut became a lesson for all residents of the city. They realized that true happiness does not depend on external circumstances, wealth, or achievements. Happiness can be found in the simple pleasures of life within ourselves. Over time, the town attracted the attention of many and became known as a place where people go in search of true happiness and inner peace. People from all over the world came to listen to Albert's words and find their inner harmony. Albert continued to live his simple and modest life, continuing to spend time in the forest and enjoying the beautiful nature. He did not boast and did not consider himself a teacher. He simply did what he considered necessary to do. Although many years have passed since Albert opened the cabin and shared his wisdom with the townspeople, his story continues to inspire people. He has become a legend, a fairy tale that reminds us that true happiness lies within ourselves. Thus, Albert's story and his path to finding true happiness became important lessons for the townspeople. They learned to appreciate the simple moments of life, strive for harmony within themselves, and communicate with nature. Albert left his wisdom and inspiration as a keepsake so that everyone who comes to the city can find their own treasure trove of happiness. One day, while wandering through the forest, Albert came across an unusual hut hidden among dense vegetation. Spurred by his curiosity, he decided to go inside and find out why this mysterious building attracted his attention. The hut turned out to be cozy and filled with the silence that Albert treasured so much. Inside were shelves full of books, mysterious objects, and nature photographs. Albert became imbued with the atmosphere of this place and began to study every element of the hut. He found a diary containing notes from previous visitors, describing their explorations and discoveries in search of the meaning of life. But it became clear that this hut served as a kind of refuge for seekers of truth and wisdom. When Albert realized that he was destined to share this treasure with other residents of the town, he began holding meetings in the hut where he shared his knowledge and inspired people to leave behind everyday worries and visit the place within us where true happiness can be found. For his election, every day more and more people found themselves in this special house, and each of them found something completely unique. Some were inspired by the beauty of nature. Others found answers to questions that had been tormenting their soul for a long time. Bedford became the center of unification of people seeking enlightenment and harmony with nature. Over time, the city began to transform. People have become more friendly, mutual assistance and empathy have become the norm. Having realized the value of every moment of life and discovering deep meaning in simple things, people began to live more consciously and happily. The moment came when it became clear to Albert that his mission in this city had come to an end. He was going to visit the hut one last time to hand over responsibility for it to someone else. At this time, when he entered the hut, a surprise awaited him, and the townspeople gathered. They decided to carry it to a mysterious settlement and call it Albert's Refuge. Albert was deeply touched by this gesture and gratefully accepted his new role. The role of a mentor and constant source of inspiration for all who seek true happiness. He promised to return every year to meet with the townspeople again and share his wisdom. This story of Albert and his discovery of the meaning of life and happiness became inextricably linked with the city. They taught people to appreciate simple moments, look for answers within themselves, and turn to nature as a teacher of true harmony. Together they created a space where everyone can find the peace and wisdom needed to live a happy life. Accepting his new role, Albert began hosting more organized meetings and events to share his knowledge and experience with the community. He invited leading experts and researchers to introduce new ideas to citizens and open up new horizons for them. At the Albert shelter, people found support and inspiration to achieve their dreams and overcome their fears. Various trainings, master classes, and courses were organized here to help residents develop and become better. Albert became a mentor and source of wisdom to all who visited his refuge. He shared his life lessons with them and helped them find answers to their most important questions. He felt happy and satisfied with his new role. But gradually, Albert's shelter became not only a place of spiritual growth and development, but also a center for community development. Gardens and vegetable gardens grew next to the hut, where residents learned gardening and organic farming, and they carefully cared for nature, striving for sustainable development and environmental conservation. The village became more and more attractive every day to people from all over the country. Albert's shelter has become a place for those seeking support and inspiration in their lives, as well as for lovers of nature and tranquility. Albert felt deep gratitude to every person who contributed to the creation of this settlement. He understood that the strength and wisdom of people are united in a unique harmony that makes this place special. So years passed, and Albert's shelter became a symbol of enlightenment and transformation. Many people have found their calling and path to happiness here. They left with new knowledge, experiences, and inspiration that they could share with others in their hometowns. Albert smiled as he watched his idea become a source of transformation and joy for many people. He knew that Albert's house would continue to prosper even after he was gone. After all, True strength and wisdom lie in people, and when they unite in the pursuit of good goals, nothing can stand in their way. Dunsus care. He knew his legacy would live on in the hearts and souls of the people he met and inspired. Despite his advanced age, Albert continued to lead an active life and actively participate in the life of the village. Everyone loved and respected him for his wisdom and kindness. People came to him for advice and support, and he always found time for everyone. Every year, the Alberta Shelter hosts a festival of inspiration and development, bringing together people from different parts of the country. It was a time of meetings, sharing experiences and knowledge, celebrating achievements and new beginnings, potentially unimaginable, and Albert was the heart of this festival, which has become an annual tradition. Settlements and over time, Albert's Shelter became an example for other communities. With its unique approach to development, sustainability, and transformation, it has attracted the attention of scholars, experts, and media from around the world who came from all over the world to see this unique place and draw inspiration from it. Albert realized that his mission was accomplished. He watched with pride and happiness as his refuge was transformed and became a source of light and hope for many. He knew that this was his goal, to help people find themselves and find their truth. And when his last day came, Albert went out into the world with a deep sense of accomplishment. He left a legacy that will live on in people's hearts and continue to light the path to true happiness and transformation. As time passes, Albert's home will continue to shine with the light of hope and inspiration, remaining a monument to his genius and wisdom. Simply, that's the end of this story. Subscribe to this channel. I will publish many interesting and exciting stories that you will definitely enjoy. And don't forget to like this video.